Good afternoon, everybody. Today is April 16th, and I am Trudy Nielsen, the Aboriginal Resource Teacher for ST 73 from kindergarten to grade 7. And today, my wonderful son, Cruz Heighton, will be helping me make Cottonwood salve medicine, traditional plant medicine today. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a few different things. I have some cottonwood buds that were collected about 3.5 weeks ago that are actually on my stove right now, really low. They've been soaked in oil. So I've been letting them just simmer on the lowest temperature possible for about a half an hour. But before I emptied them into that pot, they were in a jar, exactly like this, and you can see hopefully some of the buds in there. So what happens is you can go down to, it's a deciduous plant, so it grows near creeks, streams, lakes, waterways, rivers. So you're going to find these big cottonwood trees near water. They love water, so that's what really feeds into the buds and the resin. And actually you can find these branches like this on the ground. They actually get so heavy from the water and the resin in the stems that they'll break off and drop to the ground. So you can find them on the ground, and then what you do is you basically just pop the bud right off, put them into bowls, or I use also snippers. And you can take part of the plant even like to an inch below the bud because it's still medicinal below the bud. It's feeding into it. So yeah, you just get all the buds off. You can also just pick them right off the tree or off the ground and fill your bowl or whatever you're using to collect the buds in right there. So yeah, so that's how you get the buds off. It's time consuming to get a bowl big enough to fill a jar. I like to fill my jars in quarts. So I've got a bowl here, and actually I got these yesterday, so they're just starting to open up. You don't want them open. Once they open, it's actually the leaf of the cottonwood tree that then comes out of it. You don't want them to be open. These are some of them are starting to open, but they're still sticky and resinous, so the medicine is still there. See, they all stick together. So they're sticky. And they smell so beautiful. And actually the resin is called Balm of Gilead. Isn't that lovely? And it smells like Balm of Gilead. You can actually walk through cottonwood groves right now and just the smell is, like the smell in my kitchen right now is so beautiful. It's like a perfume. So I'm just filling this jar about 2/3 full with the sticky buds. And then I like to make salves or oil with my plant medicine. And I just use olive oil, fill it up till it's covered. And with these ones, it's a super fun science experiment to do because you see the changes and you can actually observe the things that the buds are doing. And which, by the way, this does apply to kindergarten, grade 1, and grade 6 specifically, directly to the science curriculum in First Nations use of plants and animals and how to extract from a plant into a new property. So it directly relates to the British Columbia curriculum. So that's the fun and exciting thing. So that's olive oil, just fill it, and you'll see they start out at the top and they just sit at the top. I'm going to put my lid, I like these reusable lids. Date it, the 16th of, I'm going to date it, the 16th of April. Now I have this is 3.5 weeks, as I said. So you'll see they start out at the top, then they sink to the bottom, then they go back to the top, which is when I have 2 weeks old buds, and they're at the top right now. But shake it every day. You can see that sticky resin all over, and so that's why you got to shake it and get any moisture out so it doesn't go moldy. And then I actually, from the ones that I did yesterday, I put some in apple cider vinegar because I want to actually be able to take it as a tincture. They're really good for lung health and fever and pain, muscle pain, arthritis, and they're actually compared to witches' fingers. And a lot of times plants will, can you not get her excited, too excited? Look like that, which they were cured. So it's got a gnarly witch's finger, and it actually helps gnarly fingers, gnarly arthritis. You can actually take this balm and rub it on the back for lung congestion and pain. And as I said, it takes down the fever too. So it's an amazing plant, and I've just been like looking forward to getting my cottonwood buds all year. I missed last year's. So I strained that, and this is ready. Like I said, it's been on the stove for about a half an hour. The buds have fully opened up. The leftover resin that was in the buds is now in the oil. 2 weeks isn't how long I usually do it, but if you want to speed the process up, you can heat up the plant. So I'm going to keep this in for 6 weeks. That's how long I usually like to keep them in. And I'm actually going to keep this one in for 6 months because I want to see the difference in the strength. The longer you steep it, the stronger it's going to become. So I'm going to put that there, kind of clean up my space. I've got another good one for the lungs. It's kind of like a traditional Vicks Vapor Rub, if you will. It's an evergreens. It's ponderosa pine, Douglas fir, and juniper. Steeping, same thing, really good for the lungs. So I'm going to put this one away. I'm not going to use that one. But I wanted to show you how I do strain it usually. So I have red willow, which is another powerful medicine that can be harvested right now. And it's just the bark. And it's got salicylate, something like that, like the natural aspirin. So it's an aspirin. So this one's been steeping for a few months. It should be good and strong. The medicine is in the oil now. And the bark, which was bright, dark, deep, rich red, is now like white. There's nothing left in the bark, which is what you want. So I just strain it into a jar and let it all out. You can take a cheesecloth and squeeze those last little bits of medicine that are still, in the plant. And I really like this little concoction that I've created here. It's like with one of, I don't know what these kind of jars are. Get them at the Dollarama anyways. And a small strainer, and just let it sit, and you can just let it strain and drip for overnight if you want. So that's how I get the plant away from the medicine. So I'm going to put that one here too. Oh, I'm also drying some cottonwood buds. I'm going to make a cardboard box like that and just let them dry. Just give it a shake every day, and then you can use that in tea. Put them in honey, and you can put the honey in tea, and that will help with the lungs. And yeah, you can use them in so many different ways. Okay, what else did I want to see? So we talked about fever reducing qualities. It's a antifungal, antimicrobial, pain relief, muscles and joint pain. This is the really interesting thing. So this is something that I got from the family that I get my beeswax from, Hunter Honey it's called. And so I traded them a jar of one of my salves for this Propolis, it's called. And Propolis is an antiviral, antimicrobial, kills viruses in the body, like powerful health benefits. And bees collect pollen, obviously, but they collect specifically pollen from cottonwood buds. The pollen from cottonwood buds makes this stuff called the propolis. And if you smell it, don't you want to have a little, it's a tincture. And you just put it in your throat and kills any virus that might be in there. And perfect time right now. I've been taking it every day, little shot. and then it kind of has a crazy aftertaste. But I realized yesterday when I learned that propolis comes from cottonwood buds, that this taste of it actually smells like this, like directly. So medicine, so powerful, so good, so anti-inflammatory, antiviral, just kills bugs. What the world is afraid of right now, right? So, okay, let's make some sap. So this oil is ready. So what I'm going to do, also like I said, you can steep plants in apple cider vinegar if you wanted to ingest it. You can steep plants in or infuse plant medicine into Ribena if you're taking if you're making stuff for children, like blackcurrant juice, sore throats spray. We have a sore throat spray that we use with Ribena, and honey, food grade alcohol, whatever you want to make with it. But I like to make stabs mainly. Okay, so we're going to strain the cottonwood buds out of the oil, and the color of this was already so rich and amber and just beautiful. See, they're still sticky. Ooh, look at that sticky medicine all over the bottom of my pot. The smell is so beautiful. The scent. So I think I'll give that a little push. Come hold this, Bentley Cruz. She's being good. Don't get her excited. Bentley likes to wrestle the dog, and she doesn't know when to stop. She doesn't.
I like to play with her.
Like to play with her, but she thinks you're wrestling. Okay, hold up.
Well, she does. She thinks that.
She thinks. She's not the smartest cookie.
What?
She's not the smartest little cookie dog.
She's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
She's sure darn cute, though. Okay, so again, I could take cheesecloth and just get every last bit out of there, which I think I might even dry these. I think I will, because there's still medicine in those, and I'm going to dry them and I'm going to use them for something. Okay.
Cheese.
Okay, Bentley's job is to smash the brick of beeswax.
Cheese.
It does look like cheese, but it is beeswax that I get from Hunter Honey again. I love their honey.
Cheese.
And
cheese.
So you basically look at this. That was just basically clear olive oil. Now it's this beautiful amber. Oh, I wish that you could smell video. So Bentley's gonna get about, a couple of ounces, an ounce or two off of this block. And so in order to get that, you gotta, what Hunter Honey's told me is you basically just smash it on like a hard floor. Now Bentley Cruz, I have an elastic.
Hello.
So he's gonna go out into the driveway and just smash this until you hear it break, and then bring it into me.
Oh, okay.
Smash it hard when you get out into the driveway, and don't be gentle. Okay. So I have my jars that I always use. Well, they don't sell them anymore, but we got the dollar around. They're the perfect size for a jar of sap. And I use my rose one every single day, so I go through them pretty quickly. But my dad, he still has a jar of Devil's Club that I gave him a long time ago, and he just uses a little bit for his arthritis and his pain, and a little bit goes a long way for him, and he likes that. Okay, so I'm going to pour I still got a couple of buds in there. I'm going to pour the oil back into the pot. this pot will not ever be used for anything else because that resin, if you've ever had it on your foot or on your hand or finger, it is really persistently sticky. And I remember stepping on them when I was a kid at the lake and having like a black spot on my foot for weeks. Yeah, a little bit of spot. We just need a little bit. Let's see, what's the surprise? So come over here and show everybody what you've got.
There you go. Here's the result. Me smashing.
All we need is a little piece anyways. Oh,
See?
bag run. So you gotta be careful it doesn't fall all over the floor. That's fine. It's happened to me before. I just put the bag on it because, oh, you did a lot. It's really, you really took out some aggression there. Okay, so that's good. Okay, really close. You need to. Actually, look. So just, I usually eyeball it, but I mean, some of the recipes that I'm gonna put that right in there and let that melt. But I mean, it just depends on how soft or how hard you like yourself. I like mine a little bit soft so that I can actually get my fingers into it like easily and not have to press it. But everybody's different, and it depends on what you're using it for. If you're going to be making a chopstick or something with a plant, then you want it harder so you can just put it on like that. So, wow, you did actually a really good job. So I'm just taking all these are tiny little nuggets. And I'm just... The little pieces are good because they melt quickly. They're already melting. So yeah, what I was saying is one of the recipes that I looked at was actually, I think it was, I want to say, is it like 1 ounce to 2 cups of oil? Anyways, it's one of those things that you just try it and then you see what you like. Okay, so I'm warming that up. And then I'm going to get my jars ready. And, oh, I wanted to show, so these are the other jars. I got them at the Dollarama, but they're a really nice size too. These are the old jars, but these are nice size jars too. They come with, they're cheap. It's kind of like a secret I don't even want to tell because I find them sold out sometimes, and I'm like, I don't want everybody to buy all my jars, but you can order online. You can get those little tins, you know, that putty comes in or whatever. It's however much you like to put in a container. And when I go to classrooms, I actually get these little plastic bead containers from Michael's so that every student can have a sample after we do our lesson. And everybody's happy that way. But my friend Val, she's the avid worker at SKSS, she suggested that with the small container, it's hard to pour them into the small containers. She suggested to get like a turkey baster and take the oil out and then put it into because I'm always pouring with my measuring cup and sometimes I spill, but you wouldn't spill that way. So I usually get about 4 or 5 jars out of 1 quart of oil, and so you want to have at least that. So this is starting to melt. I think I'm going to put, the color of this salve is going to be so beautiful. Super excited. So on the Pro D Day on April 27th, Kenthen, Carolyn, and I, our department, will be doing another plant harvesting and storytelling session that you can join us in on April 27th, the KTTA Pro D Day. And so I hope that you sign up. We'll be doing 1 session in the morning and 1 session in the afternoon. And we will be harvesting the red willow and possibly soapberry branches, sticks, and balsam root if it's ready by then. I saw a friend of mine harvesting some in the Okanagan last week, and we're a week or two behind them usually with our plants. So this looking all just about melted. So yeah, we'll do at least 2, possibly 3 plants and stories that go along with them, which relates to the curriculum too. So how does story relate to the landscape and plants and local First Peoples knowledge? So it will be helpful, and it will tie into the seasonal rounds, and it will tie into local First Peoples ways of knowing. Of course, we're in the Shikwapankulu today, and this is ready. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm just gonna pour my oil into my stopping what? Ooh. All right. And then I just pour it. Oh, look at that beautiful color. My dad's going to be so happy. He actually called me this morning and he didn't know that I was going to be making some cotton. He's been hounding me. He's like, "Food, you got that? You got those buds ready?" Because he just loves the Devil's Club and he has had a lot of pain. He's got health concerns and arthritis, but pain just from his health in general. And the Devil's Club was the one thing that he, look at that, see, I got 5 jars, perfect. So that's usually always about what it is, depending on what the plant is and how much the plant holds after you've put the oil in your pot. But yeah, the Devil's Club is like one thing that he has had pain relief from. And I think he has a funny feeling that this Cottonwood bud is up there with the Devil's Club in terms of its power and its ability to relieve pain and handle arthritis and muscle pain. And it's just one of the more important and powerful medicines that we have here in the Shikwapankulu. Grandpa's covered in arthritis, yeah, his hands, and he's really bad neck pain. So he'll be really excited later when we deliver this to him. And you could even have it just the oil. You don't have to make it into a salve. He has some Devil's Club oil in a pump that he just puts just straight oil on. So it all depends on how you want to prepare it and what you want to infuse your plants in. But that's what we did for today. So I hope and look forward to seeing as many of you teachers out there in SD 73 at our workshop on April 27th. And enjoy your day. Thank you for watching. It's not stopping. Oh, because I always want to tap it, that's why.
Well, why would you tap it?